I see people still talking a lot of shit. Evidently, they want my attention. I saw the Cam Newton interview. I saw it. Okay. See y'all later. Today.
What's good, y'all? Jason Whitlock went on Cam Newton. 4th and 1. Check out the whole interview over there. But he did not hold back when it came to Stephen A. Smith. If y'all don't know, they got a long-standing beef. He don't like Stephen A. Stephen A. don't like him. We're going to get to that interview. We'll comment on it. Appreciate y'all tuning in.
And ask this question straight up, and you can do with it how you deem. What is it between you and Stephen A. Smith?
Look, and I got to be respectful. You work with Stephen A. And so
this has nothing.
Don't want to go.
Listen. Look, you said you gonna keep it in a buck.
A thousand.
Keep it 1,000 now. At the end of the day, I'm cordial with Stephen A. Smith just like I'm cordial with anybody else. It shouldn't come with a filter preface with it, and it's not to say that I'm about to sit up, hey, I got you. No, it's just a simple question.
Your words, your statement.
What is it up with
man,
you and Stephen A?
I've done the homework on Stephen A. He's fraudulent. He's lying about his college basketball career. He's admitted he's lying about his college basketball career. If I sat in the media space for 20 years telling everybody, I played for Big House Games and I got a full ride scholarship after knocking down 17 straight 3-pointers in a scrimmage on a Sunday when they played a game on Saturday and they hosted a scrimmage on Sunday and I knocked down 17 straight 3-pointers and they gave me a scholarship on the spot.
All right, real quick. As a former walk-on, University of Pittsburgh, they do not hand out scholarships like that. Not in that time period. I'm very familiar. And the 3-point shot wasn't even introduced to college ball until 87. So for him to say he drilled 17 in a row, I'm not buying it. And have you seen his shooting form on some of his videos? Come on, dog. You gotta stop. Let's get back to it.
Anybody familiar with HBCUs? Anybody familiar with Winston-Salem State and how little money Winston-Salem State has and had back then? They're not giving out scholarships on the spot to anybody. It's all a lie. And I've done the homework. And he runs around with these former teammates. There's some dude named Gary Stevens that if you go back and look at the newspaper articles like I did, Gary Stevens was some 6'3" guard. The Gary Stevens that Stephen A. runs around with is some 5'9" midget who played basketball up in New York for some school called Old Westbury. They're running around taking flights and posting Instagram photos. Yeah, we're Winston-Salem State teammates. It's all a lie. It's fraudulent. Everybody has seen someone like Stephen A. Smith who in 4th grade, by his own admission, got held back because they thought he was. When he was in 11th grade, his counselor laughed at the thought of him going to college. And again, someone like me that's a journalist that we're the same age. We came up together. I know how fraudulent he was as a sports writer and how they had to rewrite everything that he did. And to see him passed off as the face of sports journalism and the top of the profession. Cat Williams already done told you what that was about. They all get installed. Bob Iger and the $20 million a year that they give this guy to be a puppet and the standard for sports journalism. It's a joke. And I know I know it factually. He knows it factually. So none of his teammates, his alleged teammates, they won't talk on the record because I've tried to interview virtually all of them. Mm-hmm. They won't address it. Winston State, what was Mama Roseboro that he had on TV pretending like she was his college professor? She was some sort of secretary in the president's office.
All right. For everything you can say about Stephen A., he is the face of sports journalism, like it or not. He came along at the perfect time. He introduced a debate forum with him and Skip. He's done a great job with that. His LeBron hate, his over-the-top takes, and his shock value, which is like Howard Stern, is done for ratings. You know, you got to know that. And he doesn't claim to be the most knowledgeable in all sports, but he's entertaining. People tune in, and a show might get 250,000, 300,000 viewers. Stephen A show up, it's 1 million people tuning in. He got box office qualities, whether you like him or not. So this is the part that sounds like a little bit of hate or a lot of hate. So let's get back to it.
I could go on and on and on. He's doesn't know sports, doesn't follow sports. You're at the NBA finals playing solitaire. NBA finals. That would be, if you caught me at a strip club playing solitaire, you would think I was gay and didn't like women. If I catch you at an NBA finals playing solitaire, I think you're gay and don't like basketball.
How is he gay? Because he's
like, God,
man, come on, bro. Come on, bro. You push it. Come on.
So
I got
you think Stephen
That's your
A. Smith
takeaway from
is
what I
faulty?
just said. Your takeaway is you think I didn't say
I understand what you're
he
saying.
was gay. I just said he got 2 kids. I'm not saying that, but he don't like sports. He's playing solitaire at the NBA final. I know y'all collect a check with him, and I know the idolatry issues, and we have this whole thing because someone has a bunch of money. We think they're smart, or we think there's someone worthy of respect. Having a bunch of money don't mean anything in a world this corrupt.
I think
It tends to indicate that you're willing to be corrupt, you're willing to be compromised.
so. I'll say this, right? As long as Bob Iger, Disney is giving me the opportunity to expand my platform, I don't feel a way like you feel. They've been unbelievable to me.
Don't ask me, ask Cat Williams. Cat Williams is the one that told you how this game operates. Blame Cat Williams. He told you how to get installed. And a lot of it has to do with bending over. Period. End of story.
That's aggressive.
Yeah.
That's very aggressive.
You asked, Cam. I sat here and
That is your take. That's true.
You're right.
That is true.
Right.
That's
You
your
asked.
opinion.
You're right.
That is your opinion.
You are absolutely right, Mr. Whitlock. Who am I to tell you you're wrong or right? But with working with Stephen A. Smith, right, and I see how people attack him, I think he is the peak of the spear in sports journalism, whether we want to agree with it or not. How he got there is his story to tell. I'm not sitting up here insinuating that there was any type of illegitimacy to him just working hard, paying his time to be.
I think he made 17 straight threes.
I don't know if he did or
But
not.
what does that have to do with his sports takes?
Going back to the tattoos.
It has a lot to do when your whole persona is based off of, hey, I was a former college basketball player. That's why I know the NBA, blah, blah, blah. He's built an entire brand around being a basketball guru because I played at Winston-Salem State under Big House Games. Trust me, if you found out I never played football at Ball State, it would undermine my credibility.
Whitlock makes a fair point here. There's so many people that built a brand on their story. Like, say if 50 didn't get hit 9 times, 5 times, whatever it is, if he didn't really have to beef with Supreme. Say if Hov really didn't come in the game with 100,000 or 800,000 based on what he was doing in Trenton, New York, and moving around with Calvin Klein. He really did that. So if Stephen A. really didn't play ball, really didn't walk on, or really didn't get a scholarship, it would. But at this point, it doesn't matter. Like, he's moved beyond it now. He did it, he blew, so it don't really matter. Kind of like with Rick Ross. When you found out he was denying the CO thing, now he's putting cease and desist based on the CO becoming a rapper story. He's made it, so he don't care about owning up to it now. You know what I'm saying? So, unreal, man. Let's get back to it.
Because that has been part of my brand.
Yes, sir.
I understand that. No, that was my main thing about it. It's like, even where he is now, do you discredit all of the success? Like you said, man, I did 20 years writing and building my career to be where I am now. And my biggest thing is too, is like, as you talk about Stephen A., you once was in that space, right? On mainstream media. Like, what was your turn and your change for you not to be in it as of right now? Because one, let me slow down. A day and a time in a life, you were that. You were, I guess, on the rise to try to be a face of a brand on mainstream media. So as you talk about Stephen A., that was my head scratcher, is like, what's your change of events? What's your change of heart now?
What transpired was my faith walk went from 0 to 180. That I got humbled in 2013, 14, parts of 15, the second time I went back to ESPN, and got under attack by the Alphabet Mafia. And if I can't be somewhere where I can talk about God while talking about sports, while talking about anything, I need to start my own deal where I can talk about things that are not supposed to be talked about.
All right, y'all. So it's safe to say, Stephen A., polarizing figure. That is what you need these days. You need the lightning rod. You need the shock value. You need the most outlandish takes that causes the most engagement, the most conversation. Everybody's paid off engagement, off advertisements being on replies on Twitter or all that. So that's the game. That's the economy. He figured it out. He's playing it well. Some of his facts don't line up about his history true, but he parlayed it into an empire now. Like, he's that guy. So when you're throwing rocks at the throne, you know he's going to come back. And Stephen A. issued a warning, so you know he going to go John Blaze on his own podcast. I don't think he's going to do it on the national broadcast, but I think on the Stephen A. YouTube channel, yo, Sparks is going to fly. So appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Until next time, it's your boy Dell. We out.